School. My name is Ed. We're working with Smart Mouth Brewery. Oh yeah, this is Thomas. But we're working with Smart Mouth Brewery, and we're going to raise awareness for the Compassion Advocacy Network. Basically, what these guys do is they raise money for underprivileged kids in the area. One of the networking groups we work with, year to date, has raised $30,000 for them, and a ton of items. They give like food items and stuff to a bunch of kids. So that's what we're trying to raise money for. So if you're starting to feel generous, you think you did a really good job, show us by helping out and donating to the kids. Okay, so to let you know a little bit about Beer School and what we're going to do is Beer School. What is Beer School? It's a highly sophisticated platform in which we're going to educate you on it is not a place to drink beer at church. I think No. That's a misconception, alright? We're here to teach you about three things. He's a troublemaker. First is we're going to learn how to evaluate beer. Second, we're going to learn about the different beers that we have or they have at Smart Mouth Brewery. And then three, we're going to learn some facts about beer that you may or may not have known before. Now this being school, we're going to grade you. So there is a quiz that's ongoing through it, and basically you're going to get points instead of a grades as we go out. So we got to get some names up here. First, Nick. We got Nick. I'm just going to call you Happy. Your tacos made me so happy. Beautiful. I'm good at this. What? Aaron. Perfect. All right. Let me tell you a little something about the point system. If you get the highest points here, your name will be put in a drawing for a free growler of beer. This is a growler, show them a growler. For a free growler of beer that we've gone ahead and got for you. If you don't have the highest points, your name will be put in a drawing for a free growler of beer, so it kind of doesn't matter. It's kind of fun, yeah, so basically just bragging rights. So we'll start. First, evaluate the beer process. There are 4 items you need to know a little bit about when evaluating beer. If you look on your cheat sheet down in the bottom in this orange square, you'll see they're kind of listed out for you, but I'll talk briefly about them. Oh gee, this is the amount of sugar that it starts with before the fermentation process. Higher amount of sugar, the more it's going to ferment, the higher amount of alcohol you're going to get in the end. So the next is the IBUs. This is a scale of bitterness. So it starts at 0, I'm assuming, and the highest that we have here today is 105. So we'll talk a little bit about those as we go through it. If you wait just a moment, I'll talk to you about the beers and we'll taste them together once we learn how to taste them and evaluate them. Next is the alcohol per volume. So basically it is what it says it is, percentage-wise, how much alcohol is in the beer. And then lastly, SRM. So SRM is the scale in which we judge the color of the beer, excuse me, so the efficacy of the beer. It's on here on the right side from 2 to 40. You can see the lower the number, the lighter the beer, and then it goes down. So I'm going to give you this as a cheat sheet because a few times throughout we're going to try to guess the colors of the beers. Okay, so first we're going to start with what's called the Uwe Hefe. It is a Hefeweizen, which is a wheat beer with low hops and a high carbonation. So a couple facts about beer. There are 3 ingredients in every beer. Does anybody know what they are?
Bitters and hops.
Hops? Hops is what creates the bitterness. So hops. Yeast is created, but hops, we have barley, and then the third ingredient only has one purpose in the world. It's water, and the only purpose that we care about is making beer. You also have some water in front of you. Between each one, you can use it to rinse out so that you can taste the next one fully. Okay, you all kind of answered the question, so we'll give them all 3 points. All right, 3 points. The next ingredients, let's talk about them. We have barley here. This is a chocolate barley that's used at the Smart Mouth Brewery. They also have a bunch of different kinds. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It is a wheat, and you can taste it. So this one's a chocolate. It's probably worth tasting. And
Does it taste like chocolate?
yeah, it's actually one of the few good ones. So next, which creates the sugar that ferments. Next we have hops. This is what imparts the bitterness and a lot of the aromatic flavors. Hops is a plant. It's a bud. They crush it up, they dry it, they make pellets out of it. This is one version of hops. This is dry hops. Many beers has multiple type of hops used. you do not want to taste this. Well, you can taste it if you want. But none of the rest of you, I know him, and I don't mind watching him pucker up. But if you want to pass it around now that I've crushed it up, you'll be able to smell it, smell the aromatics of it, and you can see where the flavors come. So between the barley and the hops, that's how you create the different flavors. Okay, so the first beer, you can go ahead, you can pick it up. You want to look at it. We're looking for two things. Yes, ma'am. We're looking for the clarity, clear of the beer, typically better. It's really important in a bar. It means that there are lines. Could be clean or not. If they haven't been cleaned, you'll see stuff floating around in it, so you know you don't want to drink the beer. The second thing you're looking for, you got it, is the color. Remember our scale, you can kind of guess. What do y'all think? Give it an 8? It's pretty close. What do you got, Aaron?
What are we looking
This
at?
one, this one.
On that side. Yeah, I'm at 10. I said 16. 12.
So this one, well, sorry, I think it's a 5 actually. It is a 6. So you were the closest.
Way lighter.
Yeah, I win.
Give her 1,000 points. Okay, so 1,000 points.
It's hard to get to.
Yeah, you'll notice that my grading scale doesn't always make sense. Okay. So as we taste this one, we'll let you know from the scale from 1 to the 105 being the most bitter one we have here today. It is a 12 in the IBUs. You can go ahead and taste it now. You'll see that it's, like we said, it's low hops, so not very bitter.
I like it.
Kind of light, yeah, refreshing. Good for summer afternoon kind of thing.
Orange. Sunny. That guy's usually served in orange, right?
Oh, it can be, yeah, it just depends. So here is a description card. I'm going to pass around. You can look at it while we talk about the next one. Okay, so next, okay, actually I got a special treat for you. I don't do this for everybody, but I have a role model, and y'all might have heard of him. His name is Jesus, and he does a miracle in the Bible where he turns water into wine. I can't do that, but what I can do for you is turn water into beer. So I'm getting ready. Here's the water, here's the water, here's the water. Boom! Beer! Did it, okay? So that's my one miracle we're going to do today. Seeing how we're standing outside the church and everything, I felt it was appropriate. This is the Notch 9. It will be our bonus pour at the end if you behave. If not, go ahead and take it home and drink the whole thing. Exactly. So, our next beer we're moving to is Murphy's Law. The reason that he named it Murphy's Law was he's a lawyer, left his job to start a brewery, and ran into every problem possible. So wanted to name the beer after that wonderful experience, named it Murphy's Law. Something I want y'all to know, actually let's go ahead and ask a question. While you look at that one and you taste it, I'm going to go around and I'm going to ask you a question. True or false? Is darker the beer mean higher the alcohol percentage? The darker the beer, higher the alcohol. True or false? False. False. Okay, because these three got it right, and that's a lot of writing. Give Jose 5 points. All right. I told you it makes no sense at all. That's how we roll. So now we're gonna show you something kind of interesting here. Once again, it goes against normal quads. So this is a darker beer than any of the ones you're gonna taste next, and we're actually moving from bitter or least bitter and least alcohol up. So as we can prove, the color can be confusing. It's just a misconception that the darker, like the bigger the flavors and stuff. It's not always the case. Okay. So the next one we're gonna move to is which one is it? Yeah, sorry about that. Alter Ego. So once again, yeah, Saison. French word meaning seasoned, highly carbonated, fruity, and spicy. So we're moving up in the bitterness. It's actually from Belgium. Belgium housewives used to make it in the winter season. I guess they were born or whatever. But down in their basements. So you'll notice that even though this is more bitter and higher in alcohol, you'll have fruity hints, and actually a lot more women enjoy it than even the less ones, or the less bitter ones. It's a little sweet for me, but you can tell it's kind of weird, right? Once again, going against common misconceptions. We have moved fruitier, but still more bitter and higher in alcohol.
16. I like the colors on them.
Oh yeah, so Alter Ego is right up there. Alter Ego is the top one. So your color is at a 5. Yep, you went right back. Your IBUs are at 33, so we took quite a big jump, you can see. And 6, yeah, I was asking you questions about the car. Whatever. And we're at 6.2% alcohol now. So, all right, fact time. Let's talk a little bit. I am going to impart on you a piece of knowledge that most people don't know. We have the cure to cancer. I mean it. There's more antioxidants in hop than any other plant on the planet, like per volume. Basically, this means beer has more antioxidants than red wine, and it can absolutely kill cancer. Unfortunately, it takes 112 gallons a day in order to do such things, and you would actually die way before you got there. But the point is that scientists are trying to take hops, keep pushing it down until they come up with a hop pill. So you come up, you're like, I got cancer, I'm like, I got a hop pill, boom, cancer's dead, you're good to go. We'll call it the beer pill between us. But they haven't made that yet, unfortunately. We're looking at about 100 years, but we're getting there. All right, we're going to move on to our next tasting. You have the Rule G. So he named this one off the railroad. The Rule G is the rule for the railroad companies that says you can't drink on the job. There's actually a railroad line that runs right through the brewery, and I'm guessing one of their favorite things to do while creating these beers is to sit and drink on top of the railroad. So therefore, they named it after. You can go ahead and taste it. We're moving way up in IBUs to 88, I believe. Yeah, 80 up. Yes, it is. It's an IPA, so let's talk about IPAs. India Pale Ale. Amber to copper color, medium to high alcohol content. So it's a little bit more of a big boy beer. Goes great with nice, everything goes good with nice here.
I can taste the grapefruit undertone.
See? You're a connoisseur aficionado right there. I made that word up, you won't find it if you try to Google it. Okay, so we do have a bonus report. I want to talk a little bit about IPAs. Does anybody know the difference between an IPA and a double IPA? A double fermentation process, so higher amount of alcohol. There's also such thing called an Imperial IPA. It's the exact same thing as a double IPA. So if you hear Imperial IPA or double IPA, you know they're the same, and you know it's just higher alcohol volume than the rest of them. Yep. So here's some interesting facts about this one. I want you to look at this one. SRM6. So about the same as the lighter ones. It's one of the lighter ones of the day. You can see right through it. It doesn't look scary and all that kind of stuff. But the IBUs, we're actually going up to 105 now. So this is the most bitter beer we're going to have today. And it looks all nice and light. And it's not dangerous, but it's very bitter. And the alcohol goes up to 9.1%. So this is my favorite beer that we're going to taste today. If you like to, this is the Notch 9. So Notch 9 is, once again, back to the railroad. On the train, they have 8 different gears. It goes up to 8. So they call them Notch 1 through 8. So Notch 9, we're stronger than a locomotive. If you don't believe me, try to drink that growler, that thing, and come back to me. It's going, right?
Is it IPA too?
Yeah, double IPA.
This is double IPA.
That's right. So we have a couple gifts that are donated to you guys from Smart Mouth Brewery. We have the Scout, tells you a little bit about the area. They're also featured in it. We have some coasters and some stickers if you like. And unfortunately, that concludes beer school.
Got dismissed.
No, you actually all failed. But I'm just playing. I'm just playing. We got our winner. So we need you to put name and number down because you're going in the drawing. And the rest of you are looking for the drawing too. So go ahead and write your name and number down.